want to heal. Just want to.
Hello, I'm live. I'm live.
Us as blacks, we need to.
All right, let me go live on. I can now go live on Instagram too. Finally, back. Yeah. Come talk with me. What's up? What's up? What's up? Yeah. Oh man, let's talk. I'm feeling good. I hope y'all feeling good too. I'm gonna let it the room warm up a little bit, man. First of all, as y'all coming into the room, man, peace, assalamu alaikum, blessings to you all. You dig, wherever you are around the world, whatever you going through, you understand me? Whatever you growing through, you feel me? Whatever you stressed with, and whatever you blessed with, you understand me? I hope y'all all come in here and get some lessons. You talking about? Somebody asked me, did I see the new blockchain, Idris Shapiro? Yes, of course. I interviewed the brother twice, and I bought it. We talked about it live on InvestFest stage. Come on now, y'all know I'm up on game, man. I'll be pushing that young man to the coaches every opportunity I get. You know what I'm saying? Because I ain't gonna lie, the coach would be so weird nowadays. We'll get on there and we'll talk about Jeffrey Dahmer and shit, but we ain't gonna get up there and talk about the gods. I don't want to hear Boosie talk about Jeffrey Dahmer shouldn't be up there. I want to hear him talking about why 19 Keys should be up there. You know what I'm saying? Otherwise, I think it's all fake. I think it's all fake. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think 99.9% of it's fake. I can't clarify none of the pages with similar names. They all fake, man. You dig? But listen, I want to talk about 10X growth season, man. It's that time. I was talking with my team. The other day. And I was sitting down and I had to go over growth formula with them on how we can grow the company. And it made me really realize about how, everybody wants to be an entrepreneur. Text one, put a one in the chat if you're an entrepreneur and you getting some money, man. If you got a business, you got a product, you got a service, you understand me, but you want growth and you don't particularly have, you don't have capital for like marketing and sales and things of that nature. Right? If that's your issue, right? But you want to grow. I would love to have a conversation with the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. I've never been introduced to the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. I've kind of made my peace with that, but that's been a lifelong dream. And I've been the type of person that anything that I can't get, I've never had the ability to be on everybody's platform at first. So I decided to make my own. And by making my own, I've actually made a way. And, some of the biggest lessons that I learned in that is that sometimes when you want other people to see, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm dial back before I even get into the 10X growth situation. When you want to do something, right? I wanted to be on other people's platform, but I had to create my own platform first, right? And now I can go on other people's platform because of what I created on my own, right? And I think that speaks a lot when you think about that. Like, just really think about that. You understand me? Because people want to hire me all the time. Sometimes people want me to do a lot of pro bono stuff for free, and they don't realize, like, I probably would have done that a year ago, 2 years ago, but sometimes when you pass up people during their growth season, you can't afford them in their success season. You understand me? Because if I'm coming to go speak at a school, I would have to pay out my pocket to not only come there myself, but bring my peoples with me as well, because I've established myself. You understand me? I got to keep security with me. I got my camera peoples that's got to be with me at all times. So, when people hit me up, you got to put all of that in regards. Some people want me to just come on their platform. Keys, I need you to come speak for 30 minutes. I need you to come speak for an hour and a half. And it's like, that you trying to hire me for a speech so you can put content on your page so you can get paid. And that's fine, but you got to think about what does that person get in return? Because all I hear is me, me, me. Now the difference is if I build up a platform and I ask people to come on, you understand me? It's reciprocation because they can leverage being on my platform because I'm giving them access to my audience. You dig? But if you are growing a platform for the most part, you need to figure out how you can get a budget together and try to get people on instead of trying to play with people's good nature. And I want you to understand that this is business. With this media whole thing is business. And if you're not thinking like a businessman and woman, you will lose today. You really will. You understand me? Like you go really lose today because you, I seen this young brother, and like I'm gonna get, like I said, I'm gonna get into the 10 next. I'm gonna let people keep going. This young brother, he had made a YouTube video. It was called "Exposing 19 Keys." So I watched it. Now he had a small page, maybe like 1,000 people. He started the video off with how just seeing me, vibrational, just seeing me on social media without hearing me or anything. He said, when I just seen this brother, I was jealous. I said, whoa, I wasn't expecting him to get this raw and honest at the beginning of the video. He exposed himself. You understand me? He wasn't exposing me. He said, I don't know what it is. He said, I don't know what it is. I just got jealous as soon as I seen this brother. I ain't click on his videos or nothing. And I'm like, this is the type of videos that grown men are making. And then he went forward and he had a video side by side doing a reaction of a video. And I'm talking about, how we're living in a new world, and he was making comparative thoughts on my thesis and what I was saying, but it was completely off. Number one, it had nothing really to do with what I was saying. I was talking about how men have more access because we live in a new world than women in any other time before because of technology and social media. And his rant was about how women are the same as they always been. It was just completely off. So I've learned that most of the time when a person 100% of the time when somebody don't like you, it has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with themselves and the things that they're not dealing with within themselves. Same if a customer doesn't like your business, though it's different. If a customer don't like your business, it's something that you need to change in order to get their business. You did. So when you're talking about growth, you don't go for brothers like that had an issue with himself and he was using me as a topic to expose himself. No. Because as a business person, if my customers are complaining, that's different. But as a media person, right, when people are complaining, it's different, right? Hold on. Like even I got somebody hit me right now, man. It's some family, and they was telling me I don't know their situation. Well, listen, man, if you don't create an opportunity out of your situation, it's gonna stay the same. I really want y'all to understand that if you don't create an opportunity out of your situation, and what I mean by that is you can be down, you can be in the worst situation, period, in life. But if you don't create something to get you out your situation, the shit gonna be same and it's gonna continue to sink. So if you create a product, a service, a business, developing a skill, man, life gonna continue to it's gonna continue to move forward. Right. So like even this conversation I'm about to have about growth, this is for people who actually built something. You understand me? Like there's different conversations I have. If you build something, this is a conversation for you. If you haven't built something, the first you got to do is develop your mind so that you can go on a journey of building something. I'm trying to teach a family member, like, bro, create something. These last 5 years ain't stopped you from creating nothing. Definitely ain't been no white man that stopped you. It's been you and your own will, right? And your lack of work ethic. That's it. I don't really want to hear shit else. I'm a grown man. You could be in the worst situation possible. You could be having mental issues. You could have all of the things that's going on. You still got to create something. Somebody asked me if I still with BWO. I am BWO. You know what I'm talking about? So, but listen, um, that's part of the message for everybody that's struggling. Go write a book. Everybody talking about how hard life is. Go write a book about how hard life is. See, we don't want to accomplish nothing but complaining. We don't want to accomplish nothing but excuses. Nobody want to hear that shit no more. Everybody going through a global recession. You understand me? What that can turn into a global depression. What you build and how you work will determine the quality of life as the world gets worse. You got to get better as the world gets worse. Oh man, they bringing in artificial intelligence. Okay, well, what skill sets are you developing to pivot? Oh well, no, I don't want to. This is my passion. This is my purpose. I'm stuck being one thing, and the world don't care about that. Well, the world don't care about your feelings. Tough titty. You understand me? If we lived in a different type of reality, then I can understand that. But you have to develop your mind for the reality that you live in. You can't develop your mind for an alternative dimension that you wish was the world that is, which isn't. We got to speak real. You dig? So I really want people to get that because being an entrepreneur is not easy. Like if I stop working, my family bills don't get paid. My sister bills ain't getting paid. My brother bills ain't getting paid. Pop's bills ain't getting paid. Mom's bills ain't getting paid. You understand me? Like because I built multiple products. Ain't no luck. The times where I could be in a bad mood, I still got to work through the moods regardless. Everything that I want to become, I'll study it first so that my mind has enough knowledge to imitate that which I want to become, and it can make decisions based off that information. I'm just a no excuse type of person. And some people always want somebody to feel sorry for them for decisions that they knowing and willingly made. Like if you got hella kids and you willingly sat down and had sex and enjoyed the pleasure of that sex, now you want somebody else to take care of your kids. Well, shit, they ain't had sex with your baby mama. They ain't enjoy making the kids, so why should they feel sorry for you when you got to take care of them? I'm just keeping it a buck with y'all. You understand me? Let's just think about that for a second. We love the pleasures that create our failures, but we don't want the responsibilities to deal with them. And we want people that create success to help us deal with the failures that they didn't help us produce. Then we blame others when we blame the world, right? Some people they start blaming slavery. Some people say, well, if I just had reparations, everything could be better. Man, nobody want to hear that shit. You got to work. You got to study. You got to educate. You got to get your mind right. You know what I'm talking about? This is how these things happen. If I want to 10x anything in my life, I got to do 10 times more than what I've been doing. It's simple. I sat down with the team yesterday and I'm like, because we was talking marketing for a long time, and I'm like, who know the numbers in the company? You understand me? Like, so, we had one of the managers in the company wanted to change a price of a product. And I'm like, do you know how much this product costs? Right? Because here we going for pricing something with 500% markup. And I'm like, no, you got to know how much this costs first. If it costs us X amount, you understand me? You going for 500, 600, 700% markup. I say, okay, well, how much of this product has we sold this month? So we look at it. Let's say we had like 65 sales in this one particular new product that we got. I said, it's only like 65 of these. Yeah, you got this price double from what it's worth because you think you're doing something smart by having it at a higher price, but this is decreasing our sales in this. Now, if we could decrease the price on this by half and still be a 300% markup, you understand me? And I'm 100% sure that we can sell 100% more, which just means that we're going to make more money. Right? So if we sell at 65 and I say, well, if we take the price at half and we go look at our conversion rates, we're looking at our store traffic, we're looking at the average about how much each customer spend, and we start doing our business based on the numbers, it's a completely different game. Nothing in business is about feelings. I wish I can go through y'all with my numbers, but I'm not gonna do that. But and I didn't got my whiteboard like I had with them. But I wonder how many people in here know their analytics by heart. Your analytics is like you having a kid and you knowing their grades. You know why they failing, what they failing at, and how to help them. Do you understand me? Do you know your bounce back rates at your store? Because way I look at things before we even increase the marketing, because when we come to marketing, and I'm gonna do a whole marketing class in the BWO, but because I'm very good at it, right? And especially branding and aesthetics and design. I favor in that. But before we get into marketing and we trying to figure out how can we create, you know, more content and all these different things, because the way I look at content creation is through quality and quantity, right? Quality is the results that I get, right, based on my conversions from each post that can be tracked based on my analytics. Now, if we're doing social media, this is the reason BWO is going to have its own app, right? And the community will live on our app, not Discord, not Telegram, because social media, as we talked about with Idris on a high level conversation, is they hold back your analytics. They don't give you your real analytics. They give you a couple of numbers, but they could give you so much data on your audience that you will be able to maximize. But of course, they hold that data from you, and then they do a little quick data scrape, and they just give you a couple of numbers. That's not enough. And then when you go to a management company, a talent company, or anybody else, they gonna try to scrape and give a little more back end data and be like, yo, well, we can give you this data and help you plan based on this. This is what our services are. Let me give y'all a key throughout life, man. Sometimes you gotta meet with people so that they can tell you what they got and see if you can do it yourself or you need to hire them. You meet with people and they tell you, like, this is what we gonna do for the money. And they tell you, and you like, well, shit. Well, thank you for telling me. Well, we can now do that. If you can't, then you need to outsource for that team, or you find a position where you can hire somebody to where they can be inside on that team. It's pretty easy. Same thing with rappers. Rappers go into meetings and they be like, look, part of the budget is they go bring people to do certain things. Well, shit, you want to be an independent rapper and you got some money, just pay those people to be a part of the team. Get short-term contracts, get that money, reinvest in self, and then leverage it. Right? So anyway, when it comes to the analytics, so let's say your average store probably doing like 2% conversion, right? Some good stores gonna be doing probably upward to maybe 4 or 5% conversion. You understand me? I need to know how much money I'm making per day, how much money I made last year on this. Why? Because I need to know if I'm trending to beat last year so I can tell if the company is making growth. I need to know exactly every single dollar that we spend and how much each dollar is making based on how much we spend. That lets me know the value of the company. If I spend $1 and get $2, then I can value my company at what they call a 2x multiple, right? Because I get to multiply based on what I'm spending, right, and what the value of the company is. Because then if I increase the amount of dollars that I'm spending, I can increase the value that I get out the money that I spend, right? So if I got a company that's making that I spend $100,000 to make $1 million, right? What's that multiple? Somebody tell me in the comments. See, I'm giving a high level overview, but what I want people to really start getting down as to what the numbers is in a company. The creative, the marketing, the content. I'm gonna get to the content in just a second because it really all tie into it once you do the numbers. But then you know how to look at content a particular type of way. So that's a 10x multiple on your business. So if your business makes $1 million, you dig, how much is it worth then? That's a $10 million business. Now, because you want to build a business like you want to sell a business. Why do you build a business like you want to sell it, even if you're not going to sell it? Because it makes it easier to hand off to somebody else. It makes it easier when you got manuals and protocols within that company. Because if you build it for somebody else, you got to set all the protocols, rules. Like, okay, here, let me pass this off to you now that you done bought it. This is how you run the company, right? But when we do entrepreneurship, we don't do entrepreneurship to create exits. We don't do entrepreneurship to sell companies, right? And then we get mad at the people who do capitalism the right way. right? Because capitalism in its essence is to create something to sell it. So sometimes you create a product to sell it, sometimes you create a business to sell it. So, a lot of time when I have these conversations, I'm talking to myself, but I know that it relates to other people because we're in a growth season. We're in a season where recession comes. And if you want to pivot in your product, you got to get creative, right? You just got to get creative with it. Yeah, the company handbook, the business, the plans, the whole nine. You know what I'm talking about? Like, I really want to grow my company 10x right now. So I was giving a breakdown to the team on how we need to do 10x more. But in some areas, you understand me? It's really about how we play with these numbers. You understand me? Because I need to see why it's not selling if we got a good product. Sometimes you got to go through rebranding. You have to go through renaming. You have to simplify your product so that it's more understood. If you understand me, you getting 100,000 people, but your bounce back rate is not normal and is extra high, then you're getting people interest and curiosity, but you can't grab them with a sale. It can be the design of your website. So you start tweaking these areas, and wherever you tweak these areas, and now you start to see percentage increase, then that's where you need to focus on. So, like for me, if we doing 3 posts per day on social media, right, on Instagram, right, and let's say we put something on, let's say most people just let's say you just doing Instagram, and let's say that Instagram each post is converting at let's say 10% traffic, and then let's say 2% is actually buying into, right? So naturally, a person may think, well, if I increase quantity and we go through 5 posts, right, then I can increase, you understand me, and get 2 points on each one of them posts. So I'm gonna increase 4% on a month just by doing that. I mean, on a day just by doing that every month. But that's a simplified version of quantity. Quality is saying that no, I don't want the post to convert, and I don't want the business to convert at just 2%. I want it to convert at 4%. Well, then you have to create better content, so therefore it converts. So people buying into your product, your business, or your service at a higher rate based on the quality of your marketing and your branding and your advertisement, right? So you have to understand the difference of quantity and quality when you understanding content, because content is a transaction for attention. You're gaining attention to leverage that attention to lead to a product or a service. That's all. When you come on here and you make something, it can be for branding. Branding don't always have to be for sales. The branding can be reminding people and building the story and the narrative of what your business and your brand is, right? So when you do throw out a hook and you are trying to make a sale, then those people are ready. And there's another thing that a lot of people don't do. When you have a post that converts really well, right? It's no reason to just post it one time. This is what some of us do. We do one and done. Man, I done seen the same commercial from Coca-Cola, McDonald's, all the top businesses over and over and over because it's gonna keep converting, it's gonna keep drilling that into your head. So you treat your platform, you understand me, like a commercial, an advertisement for your business. I need to see y'all getting more serious about this. You can spend that, it could be 5 o'clock every day, and you can drop that every day. We have media channels. We now have to treat this like media channel. This is your cable channel, your TV channel. They might call it YouTube, they might call it Instagram, but it's the same thing as when it's on TV and people watching YouTube. I got a show that converts millions of views every single month. Why you think I'm running advertisements on my own shit? That makes sense, right? So I'm gonna run advertisements on my own so that we can convert. Because imagine if it was a show with 1 million views. Oh man, I want to pay them 50,000, 20,000, having much money to be on that. But see, I'm gonna give y'all another game. Y'all might watch your favorite shows. You might watch stuff on YouTube, but never reach out to them and ask them, yo, so how much is your marketing to get on your show? Because you got to remember, people put their shows on places like YouTube because YouTube is paying, but YouTube is paying based on advertisement. The whole game is advertisement. Person get 1 million views, The money they receive is not just from your view, it's from the fact that you watch the advertisement on there, on the show. So if you ever see advertisement on high level, watch it all the way through, because this is how we're taking that budget and putting it back into production. Because I got to pay all people to create time, venues, money. Like, ask yourself how much, when you watch something first, ask yourself, how much did it cost to make this? And when you see the advertisements on there, ask them, how are they leveraging this money that's being spent? Right? You got a product. There's no, it makes no sense that people got all these products and services and businesses, but I never, this is something I never almost ever see when I look at these black business pages or these black YouTube channels or business, they could be white or whatever. I never see y'all products on there, because you never hit them up and say, well, how much is it for advertisement? Because you think in traditional sense. We're not getting creative with this. Damn, you just watched your favorite show and you don't want to see your product on there? I want y'all to understand this, and you wonder why nobody is buying your brand, because nobody sees it. Nobody knows about it. Which means nobody cares. Whatever you selling, nobody's seeing it. So you got to look at the world differently. You got to look at the world based on the numbers. Damn, I wonder how many people work for this? How much did it cost them to make this show? What kind of cameras did they have to use? You start calculating. Man, it cost them like $10,000 a month to make this show. You know what I'm saying? How many are they putting out every month? Well, damn, they only got so many advertisements. I wonder if they need some more. Let me reach out to them, especially if you catch a show early, they might not charge you as much. Right? Like, for my show, you have to pay a little more because we getting views in. So you go guaranteed, like, we got, probably like 15 million views now, going up almost. We up there. You know what I'm saying? But I remember giving people the opportunity before it popped off. Like, nobody reached out early. So I said, man, let's put ours on there, because I know I see the value before anybody else. But I want to see, number one, as a strategy, go for micro influencers. And now they talk about user generated content created by users, but it's not truly organic. You basically paying people who use your products to create content, and then they putting that on their TikTok pages. The highest rate of conversion right now is on TikTok, not Facebook ads. So you want your business to be more visible, you have to go where the intention is consistently increasing. How we want to be entrepreneurs and we're not thinking about this. We don't know. You have to know your conversion rate. Otherwise, you're not even making content with the right intent. I wrote a book called The 19 C's of Content. Some of you all got it. I advertised it a lot, but everybody, I was in the Infinite Wealth Strategy. Some of you all got that. Some of you all got the bundle packs. Because I like giving, anytime I start something new, I like to just sit down there in detail, give all my game ideas and plans away. Because you can give a person anything, but it's their level of execution, whether they can compete with it or even take it to that highest level. You understand me? I just want to know if I'm making sense here. Like we gotta switch up our thinking a little bit. Like, and then I want us to always think in expansion. What are the new products that you got coming out? Like, y'all, anybody seen them new fly outfits that I be wearing? Y'all know I'm fashion iconic. I'm gonna put something and lace something to the game. I've been wearing my own designs. So now when I'm standing on stage, I do interviews. I want my design. I designed every suit that I made. I had somebody else create it. But I designed the fist that I made. I had somebody create it. So guess what? Guess what we're going to be selling next? Now, that's going to be a part of Crown Society. But guess what? But it's going to be custom. So now, way we going to sell those is people got to have, we sell the hats. I even sell. I got rings that we sell. I sell jewelry. I sell everything that I wear because I design it all. The fits that we wear now, people got to send in. Um, they got to have their own measurements in order to get one, right? But that's the way we go do it. We sell it online. People send in their measurements, and then we send it to them custom ordered, ready for you. Everything you do, you should be marketing your way of life, your lifestyle, your business, your brand. Yeah, real gold, and we got some that's just um brass gold. But yeah, we got solid. I will show y'all the rings. They in the back somewhere though. Oh no, they're not. Here they go. Like these, people buy them all the time. Actually, what we do it is you send in your ring size, and then we get it. We have it shipped to you, solid gold, 14 karat, or we can do 18. It's a different price though. You know what I'm saying? Like I just really want us to understand this. You know what I'm saying? Because this 10x growth season is simple numbers. Once you get into the deeper numbers, now we're talking about completely different things. When you're talking about deeper numbers, now you're talking about business plans and your strategy. Now I'm talking about how I'm gonna utilize Web3, how we gonna utilize DAOs, the whole nine, game changer. Now you can go to crowns19.com, go to crowns19.com, that's with a Z, and you'll see the hats, you're gonna see the rings, they on there. We even got silver as well. Yeah, it did. And then the new general fits gonna be up there as well. But anyway, so how many of you all utilize Shopify for your back end in your store? How many people use Shopify? Yeah, so once you get the ring, you just got to send this in your size. But it's real gold, it's real silver, and this really the time to get you, commodities, things of that nature. I got some other ones. Ooh, the big face, Omec, the big face Omec with the black eyes. I might put that one up there too. Yeah, I had to redesign my Shopify store. I designed. So what most people don't know is I design all my logos. I design all my hats. I design all my websites. I do all of it myself. I even a lot of times you see stuff edited on my page. I did those edits. If it ain't a Metsy or somebody we outsource, I'm gonna do it myself. You know what I'm saying? Everything that I started, even when you go see content down the page, like with BWO, I design all of, the content were the ones that I designed. Some I curated. You understand me? So you have to know how to do things yourself to even know. Yes, we have the rings for women as well. You have to know how to do things yourself to even know. You understand me? How to direct other people to do it. But I got a vision for everything that I do. So some of the processes take longer because if I can't communicate to someone else to get my vision done, then we're gonna have an issue. You understand me? So anyway, let me take some questions, um, specifically around like marketing and branding. You understand me? If you got any questions, let me know. Somebody say, is it wise to market your brand without a trademark license up front? It's not wise. If you can afford to go get your brand like trademark, then I would do so. If you can afford to get everything that you own, audio, copyrighted, I would do so. That's my suggestion. If not, though, sometimes you got to start off as a hustler until you get that money reinvested. You understand me? And then go get a trademark, because you're going to have use case anyway when you do a trademark. Because sometimes they're going to ask you, when did you first start using this trademark? So you want to have that ready as well. What is the best way to market a clothing business? That's a very I like my guys over at it's Black College. They do social media influencers. They put it on celebrities. You have to get it out there as much as possible. A lot of people look at the price of what they selling. So if you got a shirt that you selling for $25, right? If a person give a shirt away, that person gonna be looking like, yo, I just gave away a $25 shirt. No. Only thing you giving away is what your cost was. So let's say the cost of the shirt was $10, right? So and you give it to somebody, you're not giving them, a $25 or 30 or $40 shirt, whatever you charge. You're only giving them a $10 shirt, right? So now let's say you give 10 of these away, that's $100. You understand me? You give 100 of them away, that's $1,000. So now you go take $1,000 and you go figure out 100 people that you can put your shirt on and you can take a picture so you can start a campaign. Because people don't like being the first, they don't like being the last. So you want to figure out a way to put your shirt on as many people as possible, right? So number one, visibility is key when you have a clothing business. All right, let's go. Is it possible to market your brand without a personal page slash social media? Absolutely. People market their brand without social media pages, but it ain't gonna be possible to market without a brand page. You understand me? That's yeah. Having a personal page don't even matter. What is your brand page is all that matters. Build your business over there. Now, some people, if they like you, they like your brand and they'll buy into it. So you dig. Sometimes your brand can becomes merch for your personality, your lifestyle, if you do have the ability to be in front of the camera. What is a general rule for pricing services? Services depend on what type of service. A general rule for pricing products is 300% markup. Because with 300% markup and with this type of economy, you may want to go for 100%. 300% markup, you got to remember, you got these fees that you got to pay people that's in the middle, production, all of these different things that you go factor into that price, right? So markup is saying that it costs you $10 to make a shirt, so $30 should be general for that price. So you're not making double, you're making triple. So now you got room to grow, you got room to pay people. You understand me? So you have to etc. that cost. So 300% just as a minimum, right? But now I would say 400% as a minimum, just based on where the economy is. Things are very expensive. Supplies, costs, shipping costs, everything is higher right now. So you want to figure out ways to, and the pricing is key because you don't want to try to price it so high that nobody can afford it, but you want to price it based on the value of your brand and the type of brand that you're building. Like, my hats are $119. That's the brand. You understand me? Anytime you see somebody got it, it's because they paid that 119 because they understand the brand and the value. And then we have the embroidery on the front, we got it on the sides, and we got it on the back. You did? Can I send you some of my brand merch? You can. We got the what you call it. I'd rather it be something I'm gonna wear, so that I don't actually just get it and receive it and wear it. You understand me? And I don't really, I don't wear other people's hats, so that's out the game. If it's a shirt, it's fly, whatever it may be. Some pants, it gotta be fly. You feel me? Otherwise, I ain't putting it on. At what point in your journey you decide to set up? No, I'm gonna go to something straight business. Yeah, I take hair products, but I might have enough already. I like I like businesses that may be a little different sometimes. And then some of you all, I would say the people that get seen the first when they trying to do stuff like this is something that people don't like to do. I don't know why people don't like to spend money on their business. People spend money on their hair, your nails. You'll spend money on your entertainment. You'll spend money on everything else but your marketing and business, right? We can't wait to send somebody a free product, but we never ask them. You understand me? Or we never put together a budget and then ask them, do they fit in our budget? It's okay to go knock down the door of 1,000 social media influencers, small brand influencers, and be like, yo, I have a budget for you. This is how much I have for you to post my product. Now you can give away stuff for free. That may work. You understand me? But some people, you may just pay them. And then some people, because you offer, they'll be like, you know what? I just like your brand. I'm gonna put it out anyway. I think Rick Ross said that most of his brand partnerships came from him organically posting stuff that he liked, and then they doubled back and said, "Let me pay you for this." Right? One of the things that we don't understand is how to give equity away in our brand. You understand me? I'm gonna tell you this: it is much better to have a percentage of a brand that is successful than 100% of a brand that is failing. I just want you to understand that. So, like, if you see a social media influencer, they probably ain't help you with a brand at all, but they may have the attention, and you ain't got the platform, but you got the product. So instead, you gonna hit them up not just with a brand deal, saying that, yo, I'll pay you this one-off thing. That's not gonna be enough. You might hit them and say, listen, man, my brand got room for 10, 20% equity. You understand me? Now I give you equity. This is how we're going to have transparency within the business. We're going to have a contract for it as well. If you like the brand, let me know. But y'all not hitting people with equity deals. You hitting them with a couple of brand deals, so they are only going to push it out as much as the value that they're receiving on the back end. But imagine if you gave some of these influencers, right, celebrities, people, an equity deal early before they even blew up most of the time, and they had 10% of your business, 20% of your business. But instead of you making $20,000, you're making 100,000, right? And then they getting 10% of that 100,000, so they getting $10,000, and you get 90%, which is 90,000. Instead, you want 100%, you making $20,000. You missing out on a whole bag because you want 100% because you don't know how to leverage ownership. Like leveraging ownership. We lost in this world because black people are told to just hold on to stuff because we ain't never had nothing. So we afraid to give any percentage of anything away. When you go in the stock market, that's essentially what you're doing. You get big boards and teams, you get these investors, they leveraging ownership. Yo, I created this intellectual property. I've done some work. Now I want to leverage this. Who can I have as strategic partners? But no, we be really trying to own 100% of nothing and then be mad when nobody want to help us. Shit is your business. Only you supposed to help your business. I'm just saying, man. Like, does that make sense? And you got to be strategic on how you go about leveraging that equity and not just giving it away to anybody, but find somebody with a solid track record that you feel like that's the right person you need. We all sit there and watch goddamn Shark Tank and praised it. And Shark Tank was a show about successful entrepreneurs with great ideas going on there, giving away equity of their company in exchange for what? Investment, in exchange for distribution, in exchange for attention, marketing, et cetera, et cetera. Sometimes you don't need money. You just need that person. You just need a shark to come on with you. So you find people that is aligned with your brand and be like, yo, can I give you equity? That person goes sit down and negotiate. I like this and I like that, whatever it may be. But because we so we need to hold on to it because we ain't never had nothing. Other communities can't wait to give some equity away because that means that they're growing. That means that somebody see value enough in a company that is valuable enough to add value to their company to increase the value of the company. Shit, I'm trying to figure out right now who can I give some equity away at one of my companies. They gotta be the right person, but shit, I love to because if they treat the company like it's theirs, you understand me, and they start building, we in the game. Now you taking what I'm making and we 10xing. So with your numbers, your analytics, your marketing, your content, your quantity versus quality, you understand me, leveraging equity and ownership. You understand me? This is all part of your growth strategy. BWO is popping off on the first, so make sure you send in your application so you can be improved before the first. We have, I think, 13,000 people that's registered. We can't approve everybody because we can't onboard that many students at once. You understand me? So make sure that you send in your application so you can be a part of it. BWO is building a Web3 platform as well. So we'll be announcing all of that, having our own app. We'll be announcing all of this stuff. You understand me? Even some equity opportunities we're going to be announcing for Block World Order. You understand me? Which is an organization I founded and partner with my bros at Cheat Code. So we putting together a merger for our businesses. It's merger season, B. Merger season. You know what I'm saying? Like we going through yeah, approved. So, this Block World Order is a new, completely separate entity. You understand me? Nobody is currently paying for BWO. So this is going to be completely new. This is something that, I sparked up particularly by myself. I remember doing an organization before, working with the wrong people with the greatest ideas. And that's the thing. Like, when you have an idea, you have to get the right people. But some things are for your lessons. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to learn these lessons. Like I've never been a one that's been afraid of partnerships. I don't want to, I'm not that person that need to tell everybody I did this by myself. What for? What that go satisfy? That's an insecurity, I believe. Everybody feel like cause it's that feeling of not being nothing and needing to tell somebody I'm somebody now. I did this by myself. See me as valuable. I don't need y'all. I don't care what y'all see. You know what I'm saying? Like, no. I'd rather own 10% of $1 billion operation than 100% of $1 million operation. You know what I'm saying? So like equity and leveraging is different because you don't get your $1 billion companies, you don't get your $1 trillion companies without them giving away ownership. Show me who has done it. We'll be sending out approval letters throughout the week, so you will know before the first. You understand me? We'll be sending out approval letters. You're going to start seeing our campaign flood. We've been busy behind the scenes. We've been putting together some fly for y'all. I mean, we gonna cover everything, all the markets, all the future, all the business. But the most beautiful thing I can't wait to really is like covering the spirituality and the mindset as well. And that's really gonna be something special that we have that nobody else is gonna have. Y'all know when it comes to mentalism, I'm the greatest teacher on the planet Earth that there is, bar none. Ain't no, and people don't even try to compete with me in that area. You understand me? You understand me? Human design, metaphysics, all of that. It's gonna be beautiful. So it's gonna be a subscription based platform. So if you don't like it, then you can always leave. So that's gonna be the beautiful thing about it because I don't want you to feel like you beholding to this thing and you stuck to it. You come in that first 30 to 60 days and you don't feel like there's improvement based on you being a part of this organization. You don't have to stay, but we gonna work our hardest to make sure that the people that's a part of this one, this society is different. Man, look, it's gonna be different. I promise you, it's gonna be life changing, world changing. Y'all know how we do, man. I know y'all don't be doubting God. You understand me? I appreciate. I really love y'all, man. We almost got, over these years, we didn't had a good run, like, and inshallah, we really been getting a lot of people that's been we really been getting a lot of people that been tapping in. Shout out to Revolt. I did a on stage presence. My bros and them told me it was my best speech. I don't know yet. I got to go watch it myself. When I go speak, I black out. They told me it was my best speech on stage based on. I don't think it was so much about even per se what I said, but the performance of it all. Because when you go on stage, like okay, this is another thing I'm gonna let y'all know. One of the cats out the bag, get secrets. You apply just by texting. It's gonna send you an application. I'm doing a class on communication, right? A thought leader class on communication. So I'm gonna give out my secrets to becoming a better communicator. Because if you can become a better communicator, you can damn near increase every single area of your whole life. I need y'all to understand that. You can increase every area of your life through communication. Marketing is nothing but communication. Branding is communication. Sales is communication. Design is communication. Dealing with social interaction and human beings is all communication. So, I don't look at, my ability to communicate is a skill because I study to learn, to develop, and grow. Like, I look at who's the best and I want to become better than them. That's it. So what I do can be taught. You can get into the flow. You can stream thought. You can do these things, but it requires those 5 E's that always break down. You know, exposure, education, experience, emotional intelligence, and execution. Some of the best in the world is Minister Farrakhan, T.D. Jakes, Les Brown. Um, hmm. Gary Vee is a great communicator. He be breaking some shit down conceptually. I don't know. I wouldn't say he's a great communicator because of the thought that he's communicating. So he's a great conceptualizer, which is different, right? Like I wouldn't put Gary Vee and Les Brown in the same category or Minister Farrakhan at all. But when it comes to business, he has the ability, the what he thinks and the concepts that he's communicating is great, right? So the content of his communication is better than the quality of his communication, in my opinion. If that makes sense to y'all, does that make sense? I want to make sure that I communicated that well. The content in which he's communicating, you understand me, is better than the quality of his communication. So when I'm talking communication, I'm also talking about people who have on stage presence, right? Like people that can stand in front of others and speak and communicate ideas to the world and change the world. Tamika Mallory is an excellent communicator. I think she's the greatest female communicator there is. When she gives speeches, man, it gives you shivers. Eric Thomas. Oh man, Eric Thomas is a master communicator. Different level. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. But once you get that skill, you get a different level of confidence. People react to you differently. Like because a lot of you all may have great knowledge, your mindset may be great, your communication, and also design is communication. How you design yourself. Dame Dash is, I like Dame Dash's quality or content of his communication better than his quality of communication. The same with Gary Vee, right? So I would compare Gary Vee and Dame Dash based on their quality of thought that they're communicating. But like somebody like Les Brown, I like his quality of communication better than his content, right? Somebody like Minister Farrakhan, I like his quality and content. Same thing with T.D. Jakes. I like his quality and content. So T.D. Jakes and Farrakhan I will compare to each other because they can communicate the quality and the content of both fire. But communication makes life so much easier. So like I can take certain people because we're gonna have a human design class, and then it's just gonna be about just aesthetic design because some people I look at them and some people they don't want to change to become more effective. So design can increase your effectiveness. But I look at some people, my peers, people I know, and I'll be like, yo, if it's like once you get to a certain level of success, you start having people that become your PR agents, and you have people that become your stylists and things of that nature, and they advise you on what to wear, how to wear, so that you can come off certain different ways, so you can increase your success. And so I can look at people from the outside, and if they would allow me as their brother, I could increase the quality of their appearance so that it increases what they're communicating to the world, and then they could easily have growth. Easily. And I'm talking about from a physical appearance, right? And an aesthetics of the content that they design and that they put out. Because you got to remember, everything that you say is communication. But what's the feedback? Thank you for that. Thank you, Sienna. Thank you, everybody that said I had good communication skills, quality, and content. So, but this is how we're going to teach people how to grade themselves based on the quality, you understand me, and the content. Because these are two different things for me. This is how I break it down and I look at things. There's tonality You understand me? There's your ability to pause, but at the core, and this is how we're gonna really build this thing. At the core of communication, it is you are an artist, you are an architect, and you are an engineer, right? You start with the thought that is in your head that you have. That thought travels on certain wave patterns in your head, and your goal is to communicate in a way where you're little by little building up that same thought pattern in someone else's head. So imagine you have a picture of how this red hat looks in your head, and you're communicating to somebody else till they get that same picture in their head. So when I'm speaking to an audience, I'm communicating an idea that is in my head, and I'm building it up in the audience's head so that by the end, we have the same ideas in our head when I walk away. So, I'm gonna give away my secrets and everything I know thus far. And all these classes that we teach, it's going to be excellent, from the Web3 classes, the communication classes, the branding classes, the design classes, the business classes, the analytics classes, the stocks classes, the crypto, the forexes, the algorithmic trading, it's so much that we're going to be covering, but it's going to be in a way where you won't feel overwhelmed, to where you can pick the classes that you take, where they're going to be schedules, live. There's going to be group consulting. There's going to be so many different things to make sure that this is not something where we want to move past you and just give you information. It's actually going to be coaching. So that's the difference between this one and any other thing that I've done before. Is I've created courses. This is going to be the first time where we're actually coaching, where we're taking you along and making sure that you learn. Right. So that's going to be our job. Your job is going to actually be able to listen, learn, and execute. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's going to be amazing. But so, yeah, man, when I want to do anything, I learn how to communicate to the world what I want. Right. So content is a form of communication. So if I want to have more speaking engagements, then I need to do what? I just put out any kind of content. I need to put out content of me speaking. So now I'm building an idea in the head of the people that are doing booking for these events, because I got 600,000 people following me. So a lot of them got to be doing booking for events. Well, now when they go think about it, well, I seen Keys talk about Web3, doing Web3 panel. I need him there. Oh, Keys put out this one. He was on VestFest. I love what he did on that stage. I need him to do something similar on my stage. Right? You have to magnetize yourself based on what you're putting out there. So what are you communicating to the world by what you wear, what you say, how you dress yourself, right? The content you put out, and then the feedback you get from the world. They asking you to do things. They'll pay you to do things because they see the value of what you're communicating, and you will get that feedback. So the world is always getting you feedback at all times. The world is always giving you feedback on who you are and what you're putting out. So I'm always thinking about that. If the world is not paying me, I'm not communicating value to get paid. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's so many ways that you all can improve yourself, and some of you all have great things, but you don't know how to communicate it. You don't know how to sell it. You don't know how to design it. You don't know how to package it. So it ain't even so much always a big tweak. This is why exposure is important. You can be in a group, and you can just get an idea from hearing people talk and be like, oh shit, I can use that in my business. And then I heard a brother, he hit me up today. He said, bro, I did 200K this year. He said, I did 200K by something that you tweeted out. He said, I took that tweet and I printed it out, and he got it framed and he put it on his wall. And he said, since then, you understand me, I was able to double my income and did $200,000 this year. And he thanked me. So you can't be afraid to expose yourself, to educate yourself, to gain more experience, to increase your emotional intelligence, which ultimately increases your execution. Right. So we'll give you the framework. We're gonna lock in. I love y'all. IG is cutting me off because they only give me an hour, but I'm still on YouTube. So if y'all want to continue to hear me speak, come over here on YouTube, lock in. I do put content on IG that I don't put everywhere. It's on my subscription. So we're gonna start releasing hella content through my subscriptions. and we're gonna start doing subscriber live. So I'm about to go live just for my subscribers on IG. So y'all can stay tuned in if you subscribe to that. Join. If you're not subscribed, then you just gotta wait till I do the public live again, because some things I can't say live on here because they keep shadow banning me, man. I just got through a couple of week ban. Next time they say it's gonna be 60 days. So I'd rather do it in the private rather than have to deal with the public consequence, because I know how the algorithm works. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. All right, I'm about to hold on, y'all. Ooh, I gotta set up my shopping too. I'm slacking, man. It's a lot. We about to get to it, man. It's time to get this paper, man. I want y'all to get paid. Cause tis is the season. Tis is the season. All right. Yeah. So more questions, man. Let's bring it in. Make sure y'all like and subscribe to page 2. We almost at 100,000 finally. You know what I'm saying? Um, we've had 4 episodes go platinum. The Royce episode came out. I don't really like our rollout for the marketing of that one, but it's about to hit 100,000 views. You know, we working on some big names and some things right now. So I'm in my bag right now. I'm working on the Africa, going to Africa. I'm trying to go to Africa in a couple of weeks, maybe even next week. You know what I'm saying? I got to move into a new spot. I got a lot of work to do, so it's all just juggling at this point. But you know, life is good. Wow! As soon as I open up Instagram, it said the importance of returning to Africa. But Tamika Mallory, look how they be listening. That's hard. Yeah. Alrighty. All right, so this is what we go do. Peace, family. I'm currently live on my for the subscribers only right now. We're trying something new because I'm gonna be doing this throughout the day, but it allowed me to get my thoughts out. Y'all get access the whole nine. You did where I ain't gotta put so much stuff to the public. We can be a little more raw and uncut. So make sure y'all lock in and subscribe. You gotta do business. You gotta have omnipresence, man. You know what I don't get, man? I never understood how a person don't like keys. And I'm saying I'm speaking in the third because all I do is wake up and figure out how to add value to the world. But I also understand that every level of life comes with a trigger to somebody else's failures. You know what I'm saying? Because in life, people want to control you. That's all it's about. I need you to speak a certain way. I like you, but I need you to practice this religion. I like you, but I need you to talk about this more. I need you to put out my product, my service. I need you. I ain't got time for that shit, man. You did. There's so many people in the world, man. I don't even know who I dislike at this point. I don't have nobody on the mind and be like, man, I just don't like that person. Cause I be so busy focused on mine, I ain't even got nobody that I hate. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? I generally just dislike devils, of course, but I ain't got nobody that's on my mind like that, though. I just feel like I just got a disdain for. But anyway, let's get back to business. Let's get back to some of these questions, and I'm gonna go over some of the Web3 things that I got in my notes as well. So as soon as the questions come up, I'll start answering. But I want to change this. Bombowski. Alrighty. Um. Now I want to talk business Web3. I want to stay focused. So if it's not business Web3, I really don't want to get on it. And let's get more specific questions rather than general, so I can give some real value. Because what I've been seeing in the space, and let me start talking some Web3 stuff. It's been really dope, to be honest. And I don't know if y'all been missing out on this, but people have been winning still with NFTs. This is crazy. I know y'all because people think, well, when you stop paying attention to something, the industry is dead. People that's making money with stocks, crypto, NFTs, everything that you may have given up on. This is the reality. The world don't stop because you stop. So let me pull up some of this stuff, man. What type of collabs you pushing forward as far as Web3? So like I said, I'm working with my bros at Chico to create a Web3 music platform. You understand me? That'll be based on social tokens, and social tokens are essentially, tokens where people can buy access to your content. So let's say everybody that bought my NFT, if is it, I got any Crown Society NFT holders in here? I have a whole collection that I have not put out yet because I haven't had the time that we about to run. It's fire too. It's 100 pieces, hand design. All right, so let's say that I got exclusive content, exclusive events. So let's say you hold a token on Web3 platform. Now, let's say you can go in there and you can watch any of my, or you get access to my content, such as music, such as videos, such as events, right? And or even equity opportunities. So let's say that I allowed the public to get equity into high level conversations, right? So the public want equity in it. They say, well, Keys, I like what you're doing. I want equity in it. So basically, we'd be saying that for the money that's coming through YouTube, you can get royalties from my YouTube, right? Forever. So let's say, we take 10% of the company, and we say, well, we're going to give 10% of this to the vast public. Now we're going to take the money that you all give to help reinvest into it and make the show bigger, right? And then you all will get royalties from the money that we get paid off based on views that's going to happen over a lifetime. So now you getting passive income by owning a social token or share or whatever within high level conversations, right? And let's say that you not only that, it's a part of a DAO where you have voting rights to be like, all right, Keys, we want to see Dr. Umar on next. So now I got a 90% vote for Dr. Umar. So I say, boom, all right, cool. I'm gonna see if we can get Dr. Umar on. That's what we go do. So now that's gonna be the next guest. All right. So like it's so many different things you can do with it, but you basically have voting power. You help decide the future of it because it becomes a democracy rather than something that I own. It becomes a public entity as well. So there's a lot of things you can do with it. So, exclusively, that's going to be first for BWO members. We're going to figure out a way to make that happen. I'll have a meeting with my DAO guy later this week. We're not playing. Yeah, and this is what I mean by like teaching people new. This is what I mean by teaching people new business models. That's fine. You need your own fragrance, baby. 19 keys, the scent of a real god. So look, we working on the skincare line, fragrance line. We already got a name for it. I can't wait. All of that's gonna happen. What the Feds is doing, a lot of shit with the market. This is a trader's market right now. It's not really an investor's market. Long term, you're gonna see ugly right now. Long term, you want to be able to look at a window 5, 10 years out, right? 3 to 5 years where you start seeing some price action and movement, right? But 10 years is where you understand me, you solid. So if you got money to put into the market for the next 5 to 10 years that you ain't afraid of losing, this is a good time while things are going down. And I don't think that we reached the bottom of this market at all. I think we probably got a nice 10. I think we got a comfortable 20 to 30% that this market can go down. You understand me? But with that being said, though, on some solid stocks, you're gonna be able to buy, and the same thing with crypto, right? I think Bitcoin can go down anywhere between 8 to 10,000, right? And I think that that's like load the boat season if it did go down to that. Ethereum, I think around 800. You understand me? That's super load the boat season. But we also are in October and November. You understand me? October can be a gains month. November could be a gains month, depending on how this thing play out, right? Because we done been through some choppy waters. With the Feds are afraid because they rolling out their CBDC coin, the central bank digital coin, and they don't want digital currencies to become a hedge during this market, right? Because they need to maintain the strength of the dollar. If you see what's playing out in Europe, their dollar is being decimated, right? So they need to maintain the strength of this dollar in any way that they can, and they're trying to keep the strength of this market, and they want to own it. So right now, you want to think long term, or you want to learn how to trade. If you learn how to trade, when you got choppy waters like this, you can make money as it goes up and down. One thing we got in the BWO is you're going to do weekly trading, signals, algorithmic trading, the whole nine, so that you can follow along and you can get the gains that the group gets. You did, but you can also learn how to read the charts and all of that on your own. But that's what I think about this market. Regardless of what the Feds do, you just pivot with whatever the plan are. Like, I think that you create a plan to be consistent and pivot based on whatever the market is going to set. Jerome Powell and whatever they want to do, it really don't matter. What you do is pay attention to what's going on and consistently pivot based on what you need to do for your trading and your investment plan. That's it. That's just the pure point for me. Right? I mean, I don't really have anything else to say on that right now until we teaching. So, are there any other questions? Yeah, like take your emotions out the market. We can't control the market. The market makers, the market is rigged. You can't control the market, right? But you can control your emotions. So, and you can control what your plan is for once you get in there. When you're looking at the market, it's a bunch of numbers that's letting you know, right? It's like a waves in the ocean, right? It comes up, it goes down. And what you need to do is you want to figure out how you can, and in that ocean, there's fishes, and you figuring out what's the best time to put my bucket down in there to bring as many fish as possible up, right? So once you learn the rhythm, you learn different indicators that let you know when it's time to drop your bucket in, then the weather don't matter. It could be choppy, it can be stormy weather, it can be smooth. You just have to adjust based on, you understand me, the volatility. To me, that's all there is. And you have to decide what type of trader you want to be. Once you can identify the type of trader you want to be, it becomes easier as well. I lost a lot of money in the market not knowing when to sell. So now I'm taking my feelings out of it, right? Utilizing these indicators and these other different things to be like, all right, I'm thinking that the market just keep going up because I made some money. Now it's no. I made some money. Do I want 20%? Do I want 30%? What's my plan? If I don't have a plan, then I'm gonna fail. Robinhood, all these different things, they got people into trading, made it easier and accessible, right? But a large percentage of people fail. So now it's about how do you have these stop losses in place? How do you have indicators? What are the things you can take your feelings out of, and then you can just follow with the plan? Oh, the algorithm says that, okay, there's an indicator of volatility. It says that it's oversold. It said that it's overbought, right? It says that the 200 EMA is moving, right? Then it says it got a buy signal on this. Then, boom, it says take profit at this level. Taking profit. It's just a different game, man. BWO is not going to be nothing about no emotions and no feeling. It's about certainty. Because the one thing about trading is it teaches you yourself. Trading teaches you yourself more than anything. I want you to really understand that. Trading teaches you yourself because you learn your emotions. So before you do anything, you have to get the mindset. You have to have, that's why I say emotional intelligence is one of my E's. Emotional intelligence, because you can be a gambler, you can have your heart and I feel like no, we taking emotions out of this. There's when you get in the market, you want to figure out what is my edge? What is something that's going to help me win? The market can only go up and down. It can't do anything else. So the market is super simple. The complication comes along with you, your emotions. So you start to learn yourself during this process. When you think about, I want you all to go take a look at your budget. Go download QuickBooks. Go look at where you spend the most money on. It could be food. Some of you all spend a lot of money on food, yet you want to have a lot of money. You want to be smarter. You want to make more money. So here's the beautiful thing about life. Fasting is key. There's an area that could be making you obese, right? So let's say that food is making you obese. Yet you want to make more money, you want to become smarter. This is the way you heal two birds with one stone. Not only what you can decrease your spending in food, you can increase it towards education. So now you get into two goals. Now you go get slimmer. You understand me? You're going to have more money to put towards investments and education. So now you start to see your life increase 2x. You're like, damn, I done jumped in BWO. Not only am that money that I usually would have spent for the restaurant, I would have spent for Uber Eats. I would have spent for entertainment. I spent on education. Guess what? Now this education has increased my life. Damn, I look better. I learn more. I feel better. I'm smarter. Right now, I got more skill sets. I can make money. Now you're feeling good about yourself and your life because you start to see increase. You're like, damn, man, my life is increasing. What the hell? So, and that I just said one area. It could be food, it could be weed, it could be liquor, it could be chasing relationships. And this is the thing about a lot of people shit on monogamy a lot and relationships. But the thing about relationships is it gives us focus. For fellas, when you can have all the women in the world chasing you, but when you don't have to think about that and you focus and you just got one person, now y'all can be focused. I don't care about the rest of the women. It could be the baddest, most beautiful, thickest, voluptuous, beautiful, melanated, oil glazed woman on the planet Earth. I don't see them no more because my goal is sexier than any woman on the planet. My goal's got to be the sexiest, most attractive thing to me. I gotta want my goals the same way you would chase sex and you would chase an orgasm. You got to chase your goal in that same capacity, and I promise you, life changes. Because look how much money that you will put towards getting an orgasm, busting a nut. Man, niggas spend so much money. You gonna spend all kind of money on that, but you don't spend that same thing, that same passion that you will possess. You break a relationship, you so heartbroken. Somebody cheat on you, so heartbroken. But when something happened in your business, you ain't got that same emotion. When you cheat on your goal, you ain't got that same emotion. Something not working in your goal relationship, your business relationship, you ain't got that same relation. And this is why the intensity of your business never grows. Can I get an amen? Is the pastor speaking today to the congregation? I'm just saying, come on, man. You can't tell me that this ain't real life. Come on. So, no, but it's real though, man, because once you find focus, man, the women gonna always be there. The temptation is gonna always be there, but it's so much better to when you thinking with your brain instead of your boss. Women at the same time. When you looking for intellectual satisfaction, stimulation, right, instead of physical stimulation and desire and lust, it just changes. The game changes for you. So I want us to have that same passion we have towards chasing sex, towards chasing checks. And so some of us have to figure out before you can even get to that next level, because we're gonna do a class on how to heal trauma and how you clear yourself. Because sometimes you can't get to your next level because You are grieving. You keep grieving the loss of things instead of letting them go. See, right now, some of y'all is mad at somebody who treated you the wrong way because you don't know how to let go of things. They didn't really do that much to you, to be honest. Okay, relationship didn't work out. Okay, they may, they may have been a bad person for you. But the problem is that we are taught to hold on to things. We're not taught the art of letting go. So something that you should have got over a week after it happened, a month after it happened, maybe a couple of months after it happened, you still holding a grudge on. Cause we taught, man, I ain't never letting that shit go. What? So you go hold that weight, and that shit go be holding on to you and making you heavier that whole time. This people don't really do us that wrong. We just hold on to things and it compounds. That person, what they did is what all man human beings have been doing that to each other since the beginning of time. It's really most of it probably just based on your belief system. If you believed in something else, it wouldn't even hurt you that much. So instead of learning how to let go, learning how to release things, learning how to forgive things and move forward, we be holding on to shit as something that happened when we was a child. Oh, homegirl did this. Somebody stole your man. Somebody stole your girl. Somebody cheated on you. Somebody treated you wrong. Oh, this relationship didn't work out. Or you feel like they led you on. All these other different things, man, you just ain't never learned how to let things go. That's the reason that it was so bad. And you magnifying issues. So now these things are in front of your ability to work and have a clear mind when it comes towards business and when it comes to development. So now you got to overeat yourself. You got to overdrink. You have to over socialize and entertain yourself. So now you're not clear. So now you got a relationship that happened 5 years ago that's still messing up your money today. That's still messing with your health today. That person ain't really do you that bad. Not in the grand scheme of things. They ain't kill you. They ain't shoot you. They ain't rob you. They ain't beat you. And even if they did, you're still alive. So what you got to understand is this: anything that happens to the mind can be healed by the mind. If it's physical, it has to be healed through the body. But the body and the mind has an attachment to each other. So a lot of y'all, even today, they're like, "Well, I don't give a fuck what he's saying. I'm not forgiving nobody." Hold on to it all you want to. Hold on to it all you want to. Only you the one that's not gonna benefit. You think that person is being hurt because you holding on to it. You hurting yourself. Hurt people hurt themselves by holding on to the hurt. See, you don't want to forgive because you feel like the other person don't deserve for you to forgive. No, you don't feel like you deserve to let it go. So you have to take accountability and responsibility because this is part of entrepreneurship. This is how you get clear. This is how you start thinking better. Somebody said, "Oh, this sad conversation." It's only sad because you have things that you holding on to. See, somebody that's healed, they like, bro, speaking the truth, man, I had to go through that less sure or so ago. Family did me wrong, people did me wrong, old business partners did me wrong. Man, I ain't care about that, man. That shit happened every day. I learned my lesson from it. So glad I've been through it because now I get to learn from it and now I know what to do next. Damn. When you go through school and you fail at something, right? You gonna get mad at the test because you failed. You gonna hold on to that test for how long, man? I'm mad, man. I failed that test. No. Now you know what answers not to give. Now you know you got to study more. Now you know what areas that you need to learn from. So next time you take that test, you should pass with flying colors. So you should be happy. You still alive, which means you still got time. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, man, I still got time. I'm good. Think about that. I gotta repeat that one, man, because that's some heat. I think y'all need me to repeat that so y'all can get that. Press one if you need me to repeat that, because I think some people need to hear that. You know what I'm saying? This is a lesson that I really want people to understand. It's controversial, I know. Sometimes the best thing that can happen for you is somebody to treat you wrong. I know that's crazy, right? This man lost his mind, huh? Did he say? What did he say? I'm just saying, B. So the conversation was this. I'm on YouTube having this conversation. We talking about business growth. And I really know men and women, they be having so many issues that they can't get to the next level because somebody done treated you wrong in a relationship, a business partnership, family partnership, and you be holding on to that shit so hard that you can't grow. It don't do nothing to nobody. The problem is that people ain't like, imagine this. You and your homegirl, your homeboys, y'all got the same problem over and over and over. It's the same problem. And neither one of y'all have gotten good at letting shit go. Instead, you start trauma bonding on these things to go back and forth over y'all issues. Start creating social circles. Start creating music around it. Where is the music about healing and letting it go? Because when you let it go, now you can grow. Now you can move forward. Now you should be an expert. How are you not an expert, right, at these things? Anytime you go through a lesson over and over and over and you're not improving, then the common denominator is always you. You are a bad student. Goddamn, a terrible student, man. You've been getting your heart breaking your whole life, meeting the wrong people your whole life. Family been doing you wrong. The world say the world ain't doing you right. Your business relationships continue to fail. You ain't through all of that. You ain't stop, reflect, and study and write down from those experiences. You should be a goddamn master. It should take a higher level to trick you now. But if you say, well, man, first woman came in my life, she played you. You understand me? Then the second woman, she played me the same way. Wait a minute. It ain't the second woman's fault. You was supposed to learn from the first one. So you mean that you went through the same test and got the same results? And that's why you ain't developing in business. You never learn how to learn. You've been through the same test and then get different results in life. Man, if I go ask the average person what their issues are, people got the same goddamn issues. Everybody dealing with the same problems. And ain't nobody masters of it. It's only a few people in the world that's masters. Then you hold on to shit so hard. I ain't never letting that go. Is you stupid? How you gonna hold on to an issue that long? Like I said, if I go through a test in school and I get an F, I get a D, I get a C, I'm not about to hold on to that. Man, I failed. I ain't never forgetting this. I ain't never letting this go. Man, I'm letting that go, learning from it, passing it on the next time. I done forgot about that. Man, anybody worry about that? You learn from your person that treated you wrong. So let it go. You out there, you supposed to be focusing on business, but it affects your character and your personality of how you do business. Now you got all these insecurities and issues. You're overeating, over drinking, overcompensating, right? Don't know how to trust people because you just be holding on to shit. Society don't know how to heal because people capitalize off pain is teaching you how to cure. They didn't tell you that this shit is actually small. What? Most of the shit we be dealing with be small. Your mama went through it, your grandma, your uncle, your pops, your cousin, your friend. Man, that's small. What you dealing with is the natural thing that human beings go through for the last hundreds of thousands of years. So what makes you think that you were so special that you wasn't gonna go through it? The only difference is some people learn how small they are, they get over it, and they move forward. And then some people hold on to shit so hard that they let it shape them by their issues and their problems. You become shaped by your bad experiences in a bad way. instead of shaped by your good. Because most of the time, life be 99% good. You go through that 1% bad, and then you start to shape yourself around your bad experiences. Well, a person be having 99% of a good day. One bad thing happened, man. That's the stuff you want to talk about all day. Man, let it go. Nobody care who done did you wrong, who done treated you bad. Man, let that go. The world don't know how to heal from nothing. I had a bad, listen, man, I done had bad situations in business. I done lost hundreds of thousands of dollars. Let that go. First, I learned from it. I ain't say forget it, because you keep the lesson. You learn the lesson to improve, to take the experience. But once you go through that, see, once you become aware of something, everybody go through the angry phase of anything. Consciousness, anytime somebody become conscious in this world, what they call fake ass woke, you become conscious of something, you go through an angry phase. I'm angry that this is the world that I'm living in. I'm angry that this is just, I've just learned about this. But then now you go through a different phase. Some of you all get stuck at the angry phase. Oh, I just found out so and so did me wrong. I found out so and so lied. I found out so and so. You still in one phase. That's just the first phase. You become aware of something, you get angry. Now you move on. All right. Now you get enlightened. Now you go through understanding. After you go through anger, let's go through understanding. Oh, actually, I understand. This person had this issue. I was this young. I wasn't that smart. I ignored these signs. This person showed me this. I didn't listen. Right? I was in this headspace. Well, okay, that happened to me. Now I move on. Don't make me bad. And most part, it don't even make them bad. That's just who they were. You may have treated somebody a certain way, and you mad that somebody treated you a certain way. That's who they were. That's who you were. They might even be a better person. And some people so bullheaded in their ways that they couldn't even admit that people change and become better because somebody treated you wrong at one point in time. So you won't make them a devil in your head forever. I learned this through life. You got to learn how to let things go, forgive people. I hope that they became better. I hope that they had some sort of consciousness, some sort of awakening. You understand me? That they've grown from it. You know the whole thing. You meet some people at the wrong time. You meet some people that they player phase in life. You meet some people that they scumbag face in life. Then they may have learned from that, man, feel so guilty, and then they got better. But you holding on to who they were. They not even that person no more, and you still mad. Because you still that person. You still that person that's taking advantage of. You still that person that's not learning. You still that person that vibrates at that area. So all the time we get mad when other people outgrow us because we still the same. And if you hold on to something that happened to a past self, you still that person. It ain't till you outgrow it, then it problem becomes smaller and smaller because you become bigger and bigger. Imagine holding on to something somebody did to you as a kid. That makes you still a child. You haven't developed past that. Man, this shit supposed to be so small you don't even notice it. But this is how we are. We are emotionally immature. So we don't know how to process emotions and feelings and just get past it. So, that transfers over in business. So some people can't reach certain levels because they don't know how to processing things. Once you get information, it is supposed to go through a process. It's not supposed to stay in you. You're supposed to process it, let it go. That's the reality of it. So one of the main things we go teach in the mindset development portion of BWO is teaching people how to process. Wish I would be holding on to something that I went through because I don't know how to. Because I don't know how to process things. A person ain't do you that bad. You just don't know how to process what you went through. You don't know how to take accountability or ownership. That's all it is. Ain't nobody done treated me worse than I've treated myself by putting myself in certain positions and not learning from it. You go through the same lesson over and over. You are the common denominator. Fellas, if you meet the same woman over and over, she treating you bad, it is you, it is not her. You are still attracted to that type of woman. Ladies, if you meet the same man that's hurting you over and over, you are still attracted to that type of man. It's not him. He was always going to be him. You can be attracted to liars. You can be attracted to thieves. You can be attracted to whatever. That's just your level of attraction, and you are unwilling to change that. So therefore, you continue to get it, and then you blame all the things you're attracted to. I'm just saying. It's you always the common denominator. Nothing should happen to you 3 times in a row. Nobody should have a story. Well, I got 3 baby daddies. They all ain't shit. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Wait a minute. There ain't no such thing. You was attracted to that type of man who didn't want responsibility. And now you mad that you trying to give him responsibility. Make it make sense. They say I'm breaking up. How we sound? How we sounding? We breaking up still? All right, all right, all right. How we sounding? So having that superpower of learning how to process information is key, because that processing don't just deal with emotions, it deal with all information that come to your forefront. You understand me? Because like I said, nothing is supposed to get stuck in you. You understand me? Everything is supposed to process through you. Nothing is supposed to get stuck. So some of you all, you get information, and this is where trauma happens, because you gain new information, and then you gain new information. Damn, man, I don't know why it's choppy on the live on IG. They saying, because I'm trying to charge it at the same time. All right, y'all, let me know, is it still choppy or we good? I want to make sure y'all good over there. Press 1 if we good. So yeah, press 1 if we good over there from the sound process over there. This ain't even, I mean, the thing about relationship advice is not always love. Relationship advice is business relationship, family relationship, self relationship. People think relationship advice is I'm trying to teach you how to love on your girlfriend. That ain't what I'm talking about. Relationship advice is just being able to process emotion and the feelings, right? But and how to think clear, communicate, how to deal with things. So it's a skill set, because this can actually be utilized in all areas. So especially business. I don't take nothing personal in business. You're not supposed to. So when I'm dealing with business and I'm dealing with family in business, I just process things. Hold on, I gotta send some business text. Business, I can't get mad. All right. Yeah, if it's still choppy for you, just go out and come back in. It should clear up. You did. So this is something that I want everybody to understand, because it's very powerful, man. Once I learned this, nothing became an issue anymore. Like everything that I wanted to become, I just sat back and said, let me learn it. If I want to speak better, I'm studying communication. If you want to be more confident, study the science of confidence. Study where insecurities come from. You understand me? What happens is your brain starts to trick itself that you are this thing already, because we got mirror neurons. We got more information on how to make these decisions, right, to become better in that area of development. And when we're trying to listen, you got to understand we got all this information in the world. So sometimes you got to be careful just listening to people curating business information, financial information, because you could be receiving that information, right? But it's not going to help you at all in life. And it's not that the information is not valuable, it's that sometimes we get information overload to make us feel like we're on the right track, right? But the reality of it is you don't need to know everything about the market in order to succeed, unless you are a full-time trader or something. You don't need to know everything that's going on in the world in order to be financially literate. You need to know the things that's going to be good towards your goal. But more importantly, you need to have the mindset to have clarity on what you want, to think clear, to come from a clear and free place. You understand me? Then that's when you start to grow. So if we have a world where all information is at our fingertips, what stops us from being the most successful people on the planet Earth? It is the development of self. It is our ability to think, process information, and utilize it for a clear intent and purpose. It's that simple. I see people, I'll be like, man, this information they're giving is solid, but how many people that's commenting, how many people that's liking this shit actually can use this in their life? I'm like, sometimes we just impressed by people intelligence that they can use in their life, but we don't actually have value for it because we're not at that level. We're not developing ourselves. So some of the most valuable things that we get is people teaching us and helping us with ways to think better, to clear ourselves better, to process information, emotions, and feelings better. So as I'm forever going to be teaching BWO, business, Web3, technology, I got to get the mind right. I need you to know how to think. See, somebody said they lost too much money in crypto and did all the research and software charging. No. See, it's the mindset then. The research and chart don't guarantee nothing. The communities that you in, the mindset that you in, because if you've been in crypto, it had to go up. It had to go up. XRP just went up from 33 cents to 51 cents. It went up almost 50%. Bitcoin had went down and then came up. Ethereum went down and then came up 50 to 60%. Ethereum Classic went almost up 100% in the last few months. There was opportunities for extreme growth. So if you was watching a chart, you could have made that money. The problem is this. It's the emotional experience. The problem is when it went up, you didn't sell because you were waiting for it to keep going up. And if you got a long-term plan for the next 3 to 5 years, who cares if it went up and went down? Your goal is not to see something that just goes up forever. Your goal is to not care because the chart go up and down as long as it's going up over the year, over 2 years, over 3 years. That's all that matters, man. Dollar cost averaging. But what type of trader are you? How much time have you put in? See, sometimes we think we just, oh, I'm gonna get into something for a few months, man. I better win. That ain't the way life works. I done lost money, I didn't gain money. It ain't never stopped me. Because I'm always trying to improve. You know why? I'm gonna tell you why. Because there's always somebody making money. So I need to know what they did. Now, don't get me wrong, big institutions made a lot more money. The top 10%, they own more stocks during certain areas and periods of time. So, like, you got to remember, even when there was the recession and people that got, the top 10% got all the money to buy the stocks at their lowest, right? And then you had everybody buying. Well, some people didn't buy till the stocks returned to 50 to 60 to 100%. That's when institutional money dumped. They got 100, 200% on their money, and then they dumped it onto the retail trader investor because we relate. So imagine during this time, let's say the market goes down another 10, 20, 30%. You dollar cost averaging in. Let's say you hold for the next 2, 3 years and the market finally start to return, right, to some of the previous highs, the solid companies anyway. Now it's about what during this phase? Accumulation. So now let's say Apple goes down to 130, right? And you start you buying 1,000 stocks at it at 130. You understand me? Now, when if it goes back up to 160, 175 in 3 years, how much money did you make? It's gonna be about how much you accumulate. But the top 1%, they looking for the bottom and say, well, damn, if it go to 130, imagine if it go to 120, imagine if it ever go to 100. They say, well, this shit is oversold. Too many people sold, too many people panic. So that's when they load the boat. They grab as much as they possibly can. When people seen XRP at 33 cents, they said, man, XRP at 33 cents, it's consolidating. It's been staying here for hella long. Let me buy as much as I possibly can. So then it ran up to 50%. Shit, now they getting 30% on their money. They sold. Then everybody else seen it run in. They start buying in at 50 cents. They sold to the people that bought in at the top. So now they go wait till it drop again because those people go sell because they see it going down. Then they go buy in and they go rinse, wash, and repeat. but you got to learn the game. But if you don't know how to process information, you don't know how to process your own emotions, you understand me? You will get the fear of missing out. You will get fear, uncertainty, and doubt. It's going to have you selling when you should be holding. It's going to have you buying when you should be selling. I'm just saying, man, I'm taking from my own lessons. Imagine you losing and somebody else winning, and instead of you trying to learn what they learned, you get out the game. I want to learn. I wish them. Listen, I'm a type of human being that don't think nobody more special than me. So if they can learn something, then goddamn it, I can too. Or I'm gonna pay them to learn it. Man, teach me your ways. Man, it's just a game out here, y'all. There's people right now. I got peers making more money than me. I'm watching them, bro. I gotta call you, bro. How you do so and so? I ain't too proud, Lynn. Can you teach me? Teach me, bro. Like I'm always need help. I don't know what's wrong with some people. I don't need no help, man. I always need help, man. You call me, teach me something. You know what I'm saying? Hey, brother, man, you need some help? Hell yeah, man. What's up, man? How can I get some more? How can I increase? How can I get more results? It's hella shit I don't know, man. I want to learn right now. What's up? You willing to teach me? That's the mindset right there. Man, what's up, bro? How much I gotta pay you for this, man? Bro, don't even worry about it. You ain't gotta pay. Man, I don't mind, bro. I'll pay you to be in a room. I'll pay you to learn. I'll pay you to take an hour of your time. You want to get a blueprint? I know you just spend hella money, time, energy, effort. You understand me learning this? If you spent the million learning, maybe I can pay you 1,000. Maybe I can pay you 10,000 just to teach me. Now you can leverage what you learn. You'll use it for yourself. But then shit, you can teach me too. I want to learn. See, some of y'all be mad that people be charging information and it costs them way more than it's gonna cost you. This is what I don't get in reality. People be mad that somebody charging $10,000, $20,000, $30,000, $5,000, $1,000, $500, $200. It costs them way more than it costs you every single time. I promise you. So how the hell can I be cheap when somebody else, you understand me, had to pay way more to learn what they go teach every single time, even if it just cost them time? If they learn something over the last 3 to 5 years, I'm disrespectful by saying that, bro, how much it cost you? Now let me buy that at cheaper. What? No, man. See, this is why when you got the right mindset, you change your life on the way you look at things. I look at everybody process. Bro, Bro made 1 million. How much he had to spend to make that million? How much he had to learn? How much nights he had to deal with? How many family members he had to fall off with? You understand me? How much negotiation? What skill sets you had to develop? What sleepless nights you had to have? What times you probably felt depressed and felt alone you had to go through? And now somebody see me shining because I've been through the mud and finally get my glory and some success. And then you want to cheapen that. Man, I be looking at people that make it through anything and I smile like, damn, they've been through it to get to it. So I got to respect that. They've been through it to get to it. You can't look at nobody's success and never think ease. You got to think process. Changes the value of everything that you look at. When you look at things, just think about every time you look at, think about what did it take. Some people be on the verge of suicide getting to success. And the person be like, man, you lucky. Man, you lucky. This ain't got shit to do with luck. I'm willful. I'm determined. I'm different. I'm special. I'm willing to commit to something that the average person is not. That's the difference. Some people out here are different. They willing to grind it out when most people will quit. That is what gives them the pressure. They love that. So hell no, I'm not cheaping nobody. I'm not gonna ask them for no discount. I want to figure out what do they got that I don't got. Because sometimes all you need is one thing from a person. All you need is that one thing, and that's enough. If I can just get one thing that makes me a little more valuable, it's way more valuable than holding on to that money. How can I use this money, this time, this energy, this effort to increase my value? That's it. That's all I need to know. So Go out there and look at what people built and ask yourself, what did they have to sacrifice in order to build what they got? People start telling you their stories. Man, I had to do this. Mom, I had to borrow money from my mom. I had to do it for my dad. I had to sell drugs. Some women had to go get body augmentations and surgeries to get to where they are. And then they pivoted to something else. So people had to borrow money from people that they didn't want to. People had to go homeless. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta respect that. Y'all know what it is like, especially being in the black community. Well, ain't nobody giving us shit. We gotta go get every single thing ourselves. When I see earn your leisure, I don't see somebody that got it out. You just started off and everything is successful. I see people that had a vision, determination, work ethic. I see arguments with the team. You understand me? I see struggles. I see differences that you had to go through, to get past. I see politics that you got to deal with in society. You know what I'm saying? I see relationships that you got to cultivate. I see hours you got to put in. I see money you got to invest and reinvest. I see time you got to spend to learn, to understand the market. When I see Ian talking about stocks, man, you know how much goddamn he got to be consistently learning to keep his mind up all of the time? I see hours, countless sleepless nights spent. When I see Trap putting on his Trapping Tuesdays, man, I see him sitting down with the team, writing the script. You understand me? Spelling out a vision, sitting there putting blood, sweat, and tears into this. Same thing when I see my brother take sweat. He got a million different ways he can indicate the market. You understand me? I see Aristotle. He be high as hell, but you know he got to constantly be sharpening his skills. You know what I'm saying? When I see him 500, I say, man, this man make it look easy. So what does he have to be doing to develop his mind on the back end? Then he's traveling around, constantly learning, constantly going through conference to conference, and then he throw a conference for the people. That man go through 100 conferences before he throw his next one, so he can have something to teach the people by the time you get there. So you're not buying just some next conference and event. You're buying the growth and development that a person spent in between time so that you can get it as well. And you getting it at a tenth of the price, a penny of the price, or cost of admission. So, like when you see our level conversations, knowledge don't just fall out of book into my head. I gotta sit down, I gotta research, I gotta study, I gotta learn, I gotta listen, I gotta take money out my own pocket. And we have to shoot these high definition shows. I have to sit down and give my directorial vision. You know what I'm saying? I say, okay, no, we got to do B-roll here. No, we got to shoot this one like this. Okay, this episode was like this. Okay, this angle was like this. I got to write this down. It don't just pop out of nowhere. Oh, no, we got to pay for what? We got to pay for this venue. Oh, we got to pay for this editor. We got to pay and get these posters and these thumbnails done. You understand me? Okay, now you got to pay this. Oh, how much is that? Damn, now we got to fly out the team to here. We need tickets. We got to get the hotel. We got to get the Airbnb. We got to get the flights done. You understand me? We got to administrate the travel. We got to speak to this person. Man, it'd be so much work on the back end. We up to 3 a.m. We got to get back up. We got to, what do I got on the schedule? Okay, we got to get back up at 8. Now we got to do something else. We constantly rolling and people see it in the form of content and they be like, damn, you just getting the end result of all of the hard work and it looks shiny. So you have to learn to look at things different, look at the process, and it changes the value. So it's the same thing with you. When you are judging your value, look at your process. Some of your story is worth so much. You understand me that you haven't learned how to tell it yet. Some of the darkness that you went through, once you overcome something, people will pay for the value of those times that you struggled and the lessons you learned so that they can go through that same thing. You dig? So for me, it's about having that ability to process, having that ability to understand value, right? And also being able to seek that within self so you can increase your power and results. Because, man, I didn't tell you, man, I done been through more than the average person. So I'd be seeing people talking about they done went through homeless. They done been locked up a little bit. They done been shot at. I mean, I done been through, I'll take 10 of your favorite people that tell their worst stories, and I'd have been through that 10 times over. I just don't look like it. That's all. Why? Because unlike some people, I know how to let things go so I can continue to move on. I'm not living based on a situation in the past. Some niggas out here be telling the same story a million times like they an old head. Man, I might want to hear that shit no more. Come to go through some new life. Tell me something else that's going on. I'm trying to tell you what's about to develop in the future. And everybody, some people only know the value of what they went through in the past. You might want to hear that shit. You ain't about to get no more sympathy from me. You did? Let me cut this light off. Go through something else, B. You know what I'm saying? No, go through something else. All right, you've been through something. Go through something else. I promise you don't want to trade war stories. You wouldn't even believe my war stories. I be comfortable everywhere I go because I done been through something. So I ain't afraid to go through something else. That's the only difference. I done been through something. You know what I'm saying? You gotta go through something. Man, every time I go through something else, I say, okay, I didn't increase the value. I can't wait to do my high level tour. Come talk in front of y'all in real life and give away this game. Yeah, but I promise you, my story is interesting. I'm gonna wait to put in a documentary or something. I just don't like talking about the past all day because I don't live there. I let it go so many times. You know what I'm saying? That's like a person skinny as hell and they used to work out. They used to train, and all they got to do is they got all these old stories of being in the gym. Man, you don't look like you was in the gym. You're not still in there. You're not talking about what's the next set that you got. What's your next goal and your next gains that you about to develop? I don't want to hear that shit. I want to hear about the next level. If I want a lesson in history, then I'm gonna study the past. You understand me? But I'm looking for victories. Now, there's nothing wrong with a person sharing their story, but what I'm telling you all is don't live there. Everything you done been through so you can get through that next thing. You may have been, the greatest in the world in your past life, but everything you've been through is your past life. That's your past life. What's your now life? My past life, I done got 1,000 past lives. People know me in different stages, different ages. You understand me? Well, give me different praises, but I'm different now. It's my past life. So what I look like just talking about my past life all day, and I got my present life to live too. You dig? Does that make sense to y'all? So, we got a lot of work to get to. We need to have these 10x growth talks. We need to sit down and have these conversations more often. And, y'all know, man, Instagram be blocking me all the time. Luckily, I can do it on YouTube, whatever. But I can't wait to just continue to have these. So on Instagram, you see it's 500 people in here. All 500 need to be subscribed. So when I start making these private and I start sharing, because on my subscriber side, I got private stuff that I'm gonna be putting out a whole show that was just gonna be for the private side. Because I get tired of people complaining. I get tired of the algorithm saying I can't say certain things. So, and then once we got our own platform, which should be done in the next few weeks, all that content going over there. What I look like, playing with y'all. I'm not doing none of that. I'm not doing none of that. I'm not playing with nobody. Shout out to Smoke for real. Shout out to Freckle Face for everybody that subscribed. I do appreciate y'all. Like we at this point in time where they've been playing with us. They've been playing with us, man. They really treat us like some suckers on these social media platforms. Be honest with you. You can't talk to none of these. You can't call management. You can't talk to the boss. No. They treat us like some suckers, man. Listen, climb on here, give away all your value. I'll decide when you can monetize it. I'll decide what you can say and what you can't say. You understand me? And that's our relationship. Don't talk back to me either. Whoa, what the fuck is you talking about, B? Who you talking to? Well, you heard what I said. There's certain words that you can't say, certain opinions you can't give. You can't appeal this, whether you like it or not. You understand me? It is what it is. Take it or leave it. And you're like, damn, it's like that. And they like, yeah, what's up? It's pimping over here. I'm like, damn, okay. So What we got to do is, man, we got all these people putting up data, giving their best intellectual property out. So for me, when I look at Web3, it's talking about, well, how can the people that create get more value, right, from their own creations? How can they have more regulation over their own creations and more power and more ownership? So this should be something that all peoples, you understand me, that don't have power and control should be happy about. Wouldn't you enjoy that? The future of social media has to change because it's not sustainable. People, if you putting out all this content on social media and can't make no money, oh no, this ain't sustainable. So Web3 for black people in America, if I'm talking Web3 for black people in America, I think we should pay attention to it the most than anybody else because we are affected because we at the bottom. You understand me? When it comes to this algorithm and how they treat us. This is why you think that artists is looking at Web3. Why you think that artists will wish they could be independent? Because they like, man, I'm tired of these contracts. It all comes down to contracts in America. Web3 changes the contract that we have with the internet. Instead of a contract where you sign and give over all your masters, all your rights, and all your data, it's a contract that say, no, I own my masters, I own my rights, and I own my data. I think that makes sense. So we should have a vested interest in seeing the internet change. And our agreements with the internet must change. Don't y'all agree? Here I am. You spend years developing 1 million followers, and you can't get access to 1% of them unless you pay. And then the algorithm still not giving you access to all of them, even if you pay. It would be better if social media said that, listen, you got 600,000. Now, if you want to access 20%, then pay 500 a month. You want to access 30%, pay 1,000 a month. You want to access 100%, pay 10,000 a month. I would rather pay to get full access to all of my audience, right? They have to figure out a strategy to do ads to possibly get access to some of the audience that's on social media. But see, Web3 is changing those ideas. So all it's talking about is the future contracts of the internet, and we're going to teach people how to do this. I'm just saying, like, I'm going to make it make sense for us. They don't get on the stage at Web3 conferences and talk like me because I ain't no better communicator in that space than myself. You know what I'm saying? Give me 1 second, y'all. Let me grab my charger. So, I ain't been live in a minute, and I had a lot to. I wanted to get y'all my philosophy. I love smart contracts. I love DAOs. DAOs is probably one of the greatest ideas ever. I think Ethereum merge, people don't even look at, like, I think what's so sad about society now is we have astonishing mathematical feats and engineering feats that's happening in front of us. And all we can try to figure out is if the price go up. Appreciate you, Hugh, man, 13. I want y'all to think about that for a second. Ethereum merge was an engineering feat of a decade, of a century. It's the complexity of Bitcoin and Ethereum and cryptocurrency. It's not about, oh man, it didn't go up a couple $100. These things, these things are world-changing events, but they're not speaking upon the importance of what just happened, the mathematical complexity of what just took place during that merge. So we don't think to value those sort of things. We don't think to develop those sort of things. We just chasing price. We don't understand what it means. None of those. You're just chasing price. This is sad in our culture. Very sad. Oh, it don't mean nothing because the price didn't go up. Is you crazy? See, I deeply value greatness. When I see greatness, I value greatness. When I look at these projects, I'm looking at these computer engineers and science and mathematicians behind it. Man, this is greatness. The world is changing. Things are happening in ways that never happened before. And we just, because the news is not going to get on there and say, oh my God, the biggest mathematical computational equation thing event has happened in the world, and then that'll make everybody be like, yo, what was it? And then they make it seem so important because they breaking down what happened and stuff in the world, like, yo, did you see that? What just happened? Yo, I'm shocked. Look at what's possible now because of what we was given. When 5G happened, everybody's talking about what's going to the radiation from it and stuff. Nobody talked about the possibilities of it. This we now living in the consequence of 5G based on the possibility of having that much streaming power at our fingertips and in our households. But we don't know how to look at this thing from a value standpoint. That's why we so goddamn behind. The class start for Web3 next week. So make sure you send in your application. Yes, Forex skills will be in the cheat code side of the BWL. So, like if that made some sense to you all, press 1. I just want to make sure that we getting some understanding. Like you don't want to be living through this time. Like there was a meme that I seen, and it was funny as hell. And it was a meme where it was like 1995, and it was like, imagine Jeff Bezos studying in front of his computer, getting ready to create $1 billion empire. And then there was another one where they showed somebody pops, and he was like in these skinny booty shorts, and he got damn dancing in the club. And it was like, this is what my father was doing while Jeff Bezos was creating $1 billion. Like, what are you doing? In the future, they go look back and be like, yo, my parents was bullshitting during the greatest time in the world. I don't want y'all to understand that there's opportunity happening every time, and you have to be in harmony with reality in order to take advantage. You have to be in harmony. Otherwise, you're going to miss things into reality. You're going to miss. You have to understand what that means. That means you are not in harmony if you're missing things. That means you are out of sync and out of touch with reality to miss the opportunities that's supposed to be aligned with your goals. Like all of us, a lot of us missed the Bitcoin. Like we had so much time where a person was like, yo, buy it, buy it, buy it. And you could have took $1,000, $10,000, right? And you would have, and nobody in the world would have stopped you from making hundreds of millions of dollars. But we were out of harmony because we so distracted by, what's going on with Ice Spice Performance. You're supposed to be so out of touch with bullshit that you don't even know that happened. I'm gonna give you some game. What up, I am fam? Crowns 19 site. I'm gonna give you some game. There are certain things you're supposed to be out of touch with, certain things you're supposed to be in touch with. There's certain things that's supposed to happen in culture you're not supposed to know about. I'm mad that I know about it, but it's everywhere and it be on the news and it throw that wasteless piece of information into my algorithm. He thought I was feeling you? I shouldn't even know that song. I should be so out of touch with things that have nothing to do with my reality. But you know the way I process that? I said, wait a minute now. See, I'm always process information for value. We living in a time where a person can get famous off of a line. Like it's not even a one-hit wonder. I don't know if she go develop and become whatever she developed. It may be. But right now, this is like meme rap. You know what I'm saying? This is where people can make fun of something and get famous off of it. She's becoming famous for one line. I don't know none of the rest of the song. For a quote. But it lets you know how you can leverage things in reality now. That you can create one quote and then leverage that to make millions of dollars because of this social media. But it also lets you know how much the record labels are grasping for ways to keep attention because it's so short. Attention span is like 7 seconds. So with one line, that's all you needed to hear. And it repeats, it becomes content. People put money behind it to keep it in front of you. Let's pay all of the blogs to push it. It's not that it's so catchy. It's some regular shit I could have heard one time and never listened to again. But the thing is, when you play it over and 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 over, it loops. Now it starts to build up framework in your mind. Now you have a strong line and an emotion and a thought and an idea and something processed towards it. See, if you take any quote that you have, whether it's good or bad, and you pay every blog to write about it, to play it, you got a hit too. It's hypnotization, it's manipulation through frequency, through consistency. There's the basic form of manipulation is showing a person something over and 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 over again. And you think it's talent. It is talented hypnotization, talented manipulation, talented mind control. You got to learn, you got to understand, man. This man ain't doing nothing special, just mind control. I heard somebody say you thought I was feeling you before that. I ain't no disrespect for the young sister because, I don't know what her career may be, right? But I'm just saying, using that as a case study, I look at reality and be like, yo, this is where we at now. This is where we at now. This is how attention has changed. This is how society has changed. I'm just looking at the condition of society. I'm not basing things on her talent. This is where we at. So we now, it's so many things we're going to see. I see an AI artist making money. There's a generative artist. He created a generative art piece that sold for $17 million the other day. I'm not about to play with my value. I'm about to stop paying attention to certain things. I need to be out of touch with things that don't matter, and I need to get in harmony with things that do. So there's two worlds. If you are in touch with the world of distractions, then that means that every second that you spend in there, you're going to be out of touch with the world of focus, the world that can bring you value. It's the world of liabilities and the world of assets. We know liabilities way more than we know assets. What is the latest scientific discovery? What is the latest technological advance? Our culture don't have that readily that fast. But we can tell you what the baby said about Megan Thee Stallion. Because we are in touch with liabilities and out of touch with assets. And we don't even know which ones are assets and which ones are liabilities. And this is where the problem comes in. Because if we knew and we labeled it a liability, then we would feel more accountable and we would take ownership over it. Like, man, what am I doing right now? But we think some of this stuff is an asset. You know what I'm saying? Like, Shade Room is a room that is about negativity, shade. It's not about enlightenment, it's about shade. It's to keep you in the dark. The more you are in touch with information that does not matter at all. It don't matter at all. Like at all. Nothing a celebrity is doing, nothing to entertain, none of that matters at all. And we be wondering why you ain't increasing in value, why you don't know how to set yourself up properly, why you don't know how to build properly, because you so in touch with liabilities, you out of touch and you out of harmony with everything that matters the most. I need y'all to know what's the latest scientific developments in the world. What are the medical developments in the world? I need y'all to understand, you understand me, the monetary system and the policies that's being developed that affect your life. I need you to understand the political system, but we don't spread that like we spread gossip. So, and we all guilty of it. I can only speak because I'm speaking from experience. Shit, I found myself being in touch with things that didn't matter. Why do I got this information in my head? I'm like, damn, this doesn't mean nothing. So you got to change it. And the world tells you, well, no, that's the crazy thing, right? You find yourself learning a lot. And they be like, well, you need balance. Well, Them same niggas don't come around, right, when they see you overly distracted and doing too much entertainment. Ain't nobody coming to say, bro, you need balance with some knowledge. People always want to give you balance with the BS because they want to pull you over to them so they don't feel so bad. People don't never, man, you need balance with some knowledge, bro. You've been on that bullshit for too long. People be like, nah, bro, you always studying and working and learning, bro. You need some balance. Go have some fun. Nobody ever tell you sitting there at the club too much, bro. You need some balance, man. Go get you some knowledge. How come the balance is always over towards negativity or always over towards liabilities or always over towards distractions? I want you to just think about that for a second. Society ain't never pushing you over towards, you understand me, a balance towards development. It's always a balance of distraction. Come on, man. You watch all the movies. Bro, you've been in here this whole time just learning and developing yourself, man. Go have some fun. I ain't never seen where it's a show in a movie, you are having so much fun, you need to get you some knowledge. I ain't never heard that line in a movie before, ever in my entire life. Balance don't never seem to be on the side of value. It's always on the side of bullshit. What? I ain't never seen them say in the movie, man, you been hanging out too much, bro. Read a book. I don't see the movie. The girl, she having sex with 10 dudes. Man, you need to chill out and fast for a little bit. No, it's go ahead, more sexual liberation and freedom. What? And nobody go tell this person to fast and get some discipline, and none of the shows ever. So you don't even realize you being socially programmed to fail. Nobody ever says, when the shows, the girl might pull up and she hella modest. They be like, you need to show something. They never say, man, you can go out there a little more modest and show your mind if you want to attract a better quality and a different type of value. That type of advice don't get in there. That's why I said, yeah, you go put the LGBT in there, you go put some Asian diversity or whatever diverse, but where's the intellectual diversity? Where's the black Muslim, like somebody that'll think like myself and say a line in the show? Ain't no diversity. There's no inclusion, diversity, or none of that being added into. It ain't no diversity in the movies. If it's diversity, how come we get the black girl get a character, but it's never with a black dude? That's diversity because I don't see enough black couples on TV. Diversity will being able to see more black couples in these roles. There's no black family. Where's the diversity of black family? Oh no, but the family got to have one person gay, one person white, one person black, may throw in the Asian. How's that diversity? When we starting to see the same model of families being displayed everywhere. The diversity will be showing all sides. There should be a Muslim family on there, maybe a Hebrew Israelite family on there. You understand? Maybe some Moorish brothers on there. You know what I'm saying? Like, where's the diversity? Because we not a monolith as a people. So you got to be careful that social programming have you accepting one thing in the name of so-called diversity and inclusion while the whole time feeding you one idea, one model of reality. I'm just saying. I know y'all feel me. I was talking, I'm going over creating my own movies and shows because what's what we did. High level conversation, not no podcast. I know y'all know that, right? It's a show. It's a show. You see how what we did? We created a show. We created a very successful hit show. So now we are into media. We are into creating shows and movies. That's the next thing. We want to get funded for bigger projects. I'm looking for writers. You understand me? If you are a writer, we're going to have an email for you all to send because we want to fund shows and ideas so we can actually have what's real inclusion and real diversity and the real diaspora and stop letting them push their narratives of what they consider to be diversity. It's just language. They try to manipulate us. How you got a rainbow, but it don't represent all colors of the spectrum of the human family? Come on, man. It's manipulation, B. Y'all think they slick. They ain't fooling me. They ain't fooling me none. They think they slick. This why they don't be wanting to have no conversations. I'm still waiting on Charlemagne to get on high level, man. Still waiting on that, brother. You know what I'm saying? He ain't responded properly yet. You know, we'll wait. We'll give him some more patience to see, because you got to have these conversations in front of the world to see, right? We talked to Tyler Perry. Asked Tyler Perry at EYL Invest Fest. He said he got no plans on making these black films, yet he has all of the resources to make them. He ain't got no plans on that. He said so far. He said, I'm gonna keep making what I'm making that's making me this money. So that lets me know that it's up to us. It ain't up to them. I ain't mad at them. That's them. All it lets me know is, oh, you saying you're not gonna do it, we got to do it. Then all right, cool. Because I said my heart is in it, so I might as well do it. Then Billy Carson need to put together some documentaries, some shows. Celebrities ain't scared to come on the show. I've been talking to a lot of people. It's just, a lot of things are just scheduling. I ain't don't say that. They love Big Keys. You would be surprised who watched the show. All of them watched the show. All of them. Let's just be honest about that. They want to come on the show. They just want to make sure that they got their intellect right. And that's why I'm not the type of person that's trying to attack anybody. Because for me, it is all about effectiveness. Some people just want to go viral. Some people just want to say things a certain way that go viral, and everybody look at them as this messiah and all this. I don't care about all that. I'm trying to think of, how do we be more effective at everything that we do? Because if I got a goal, I actually want to reach that goal. I don't just want to talk about it and be seen talking about it, and everybody say, bro, you're the most revolutionary thing in the planet. I don't care about that. You understand me? Because the most dangerous man is the one who thinks, and that can be the most effective to me. Tariq Nasheed episode coming soon. We already been talked, so that one gonna be fire. I shot an episode with my father and my brothers. That one gonna be fire. That one gonna be deep. I ain't gonna lie. It was that one. That one a little controversial. I ain't gonna lie. That one, pops don't hold back, so it might offend some people. So that one, I'm like, damn, that one heavy. Shot one with Surviving Vegan. That one go change some lives too. Definitely go do a Yaki live. Definitely go do a Billy Carson live episode. I want to do one with Neil deGrasse Tyson live. There's a few episodes I want to do live. I even have a few white guests that I want. It's a few scientists. I like what they speak about. Dan Huberman, this is other doctor that be breaking stuff down. You know, because what I'm looking for is the particular knowledge that is useful that we can use of value. So, as you've seen, like, it ain't even about having the most popular people, it's about having the most valuable people on, and the way that you can deliver that message in a particular way. Yeah, I crowned Sauce Walker before. I can tap back in with the brother. Oh, me and Dame already talked, so we plan on doing something live. You understand me? A live high level conversation. Dame Dash times 19 keys. Two of the greatest tourists in the world. You did. I talked to Andre 3000 about being on the platform when I met him, but we got to see how things unfold. But listen, man, this has been a great conversation with y'all. I appreciate y'all. We reaching out to Dr. Umar. I talked to Kyrie. He said he would do it, but we ain't had communication in a minute, so I got to lock back in with him. You understand me? Michael Micho Pichu, I forget how his name, the physicist. I would love to have him on the show. He's heavy. I talk about some of his ideas. You understand me? But anyway, I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. I honor y'all. I respect y'all. Make sure y'all text 323-577-6692. Join BWO so we can get you all of these lessons. You understand me? We continue to grow. I reached out to Laura London. I'm waiting for her to respond. We follow each other and had some communication in the past. So I'll be on top of it. Jay Electronica gonna do a lot of press, but I'm gonna talk to him again and see what he's talking about. Erica Badu, that'd be a dream when I love to have Erica on. But anyway, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I'm gonna holler at y'all later. BWO applications will be going to approval. Kaba Kamane, I already reached out to him. Inshallah, he'll be on the show as well. So, peace, family. Thank y'all for locking in. Click the link in my bio on Instagram to make sure you send in your application for BWO. We will be approving. We have thousands and thousands of applications to go through. We'll be sending those approvals for those who do make it in, man. I hope y'all have a beautiful and blessed day, and let's build the future together. Peace.